welcome to American Beer TV. We got a great episode for you today. We've got from Port Brewing Company,
Santa's
Little Helper.
Yeah,
This
definitely.
beer kicks ass.
Not only that, we've got the 2010. So this has already been aged for a year, for a little more than a year. And then this one is...
The 2011 Bourbon Barrel Aged.
Right. So we're hoping, this is both a horizontal and a vertical. It's a graph. I don't know what it is. Because we're hoping that this is the same batch as this one. That would be really cool. We have no way of knowing that per se. We don't know that this one actually was aged for a full year in the bourbon barrels.
Yeah, it doesn't really say on the label.
So let's crack into it. Yeah. So
but
tell
you know
us
what
this is about these.
But okay, so a little history. So my wife bought me a bottle of the regular and Christmas 2010. I put it in my beer fridge, out of light, nice temperature control, and just didn't touch it.
That's
basically.
Nice and carbonated.
And then, but actually, I do think it's going to be the same year because the bourbon barrel aged Santa's Little Helper came out before they released this year, so it was like 10 months. This was, let's see, Santa's Little Helper usually comes out around like November-ish, like end of September, November.
Right.
And this was like the end of the summer. Maybe it was like August, September of 2011.
So you think it's probably aged about 6 months then?
No,
6 to 8 months?
I'd say closer to like 10 months.
Okay. Sounds good. Very, very cool. Well, I mean, this definitely still has tons of carbonation. Huge, thick, dense brown head on that. Smells wonderful.
Want to pour them both side by side?
Let's do that. Go
side by side.
Yeah. So you were calling this the kitchen sink beer. So what do you mean by that?
Yeah, this beer, if you look up like on Rate Beer or if you look up, I think even on their website, the carbonation on this one isn't quite as heavy.
Yeah.
They use I think it's 12 different kinds of malt.
Oh my goodness.
And 5 different kinds of hops and
wow. Very different in terms of carbonation level. The standard.
The barrel aging really kicks out the. Well, actually they're recarbonated after they pull it out of the barrel.
Should have a similar level, unless there was something that was still going in this one, like a hint of Brett or something. I don't know.
No, they don't. There's no Brett.
Yeah, it doesn't smell like it.
There's yeast in it.
Oh my goodness.
But I've had this sitting at right at about 40 degrees.
Okay.
41 degrees, somewhere around there, for a full year.
Yeah, solid.
So I have that fridge in my garage that I just never open up.
Yeah.
So it just stays that way.
Get your nose in these. These are both beautiful smelling beers.
Nice coffee.
Yeah, you're getting coffee. You're getting a little bit of heat. You're getting some of the roasty malts. The bourbon is just pure coconut vanilla notes on this one.
Vanilla, you get some of the heat from the bourbon.
Just a bit, man. And it looks like the bourbon added just about 1 point of alcohol.
This one's 10 and this one's 12.
Oh, it's 12.
So
I thought it was 11. Okay.
Yeah, I thought too, but I reread the bottle.
Gotcha.
12.
There you go.
And I think that's kind of typical. Most beers that I've seen 2 points is pretty typical for a spirit barrel.
So, man, this smells great. Let's get into the first one here. Let's do a taste of that one. Cheers. Man.
Oh, yeah.
This is one of my favorite stouts. I mean, it's just
roasted barley, coffee.
A really complex flavor stout, too.
They use a lot of hops in this beer, too.
Yeah, you are getting it finishes rather clean on your palate. The finish is pretty dry. And I think that's clearly from the hops.
Yeah, and the fact that they probably let the yeast go to work, too.
Mm-hmm. And perhaps the carbonation.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes really drinkable.
Yeah, deadly.
Yeah, but with a lot of rich roasted flavor. So it's a really, really an awesome stout.
Yeah, this beer has obviously 2-row, but it's got a ton of roasted barley. Mm-hmm. It's got chocolate malt. It's got malted wheat, unmalted wheat. It's got Munich malt. It has the malt grain bill or whatever on this is just huge. So
and it tastes like it. You can taste a lot of different malt levels of malt complexity in there. You're getting the roasted. You can taste the chocolate malt. You can taste a little tiny bit, I think, of the black of a black patent almost, or a carafa. You're getting lots of roasted malts, but you're also getting
that carbon,
some carbon in there. You're getting a little bit of kind of the caramel malts in there too.
Yeah. Yeah, the caramel comes through and really adds to the body of this beer.
Right. So, tons of rich, nice maltiness. Now,
so let's see what happens when you put it in barrel for a few months.
Cheers.
Cheers. Woo-hoo. A lot more sweetness on the nose now. Having that in your palate and coming to this one.
Oh my goodness. Son of a bitch, that is killer. This I think is the most bourbon-y bourbon barrel aged beer I've had.
Yeah.
I mean,
taking a shot.
It is.
It's really smooth.
But it's really, I think the smooth, Mr. I think it's really unique because I think the flavors that I pick up in a bourbon barrel aged beer are not the flavors that I normally find in bourbon. Ironically, as that sounds, out of a bourbon barrel aged beer, I pick up vanilla, I pick up coconut, I pick up, some of the baked, good like cookies, kind of oatmeal cookie, really nice. Brown sugar.
It's almost like you get the subtleties of the bourbon through the beer.
Right.
Versus drinking bourbon, it's almost like you get the heat from the alcohol.
Right.
So it almost like it scorches your palate.
Correct. That's an excellent way of putting it. And so when you do this, it's really got a ton of that vanilla, a ton of that coconut flavor. And towards the middle, I mean, it almost drowns out the wonderful roastedness of this.
A little bit. This has huge, like, roasted barley, coffee. It's not as much as the dark chocolate, but it's that
roasted,
that
really
sharp coffee bitterness. And this is really smoothed out by, like you said, the coconut and vanilla notes.
Yeah. And you are actually, I think I am, though, in this one, actually picking up some of that bourbon heat. It feels like some bourbon in there.
And the oak actually comes through in this, too.
Yeah, it does. This, holy shit. You know what? I don't know.
I think it's really cool to try.
I think it is. I think it is because these are both such fantastic beers.
This beer is aged really well.
It has, and tons of carbonation to it. Look at the, I mean, look at the lacing on this glass. Yeah. It's beautiful. This is one of my favorite stouts. It's just awesome. And then here's my problem. This has got so much great stout flavor in it, right? That it's awesome.
Right.
Okay? But when you put it in the bourbon barrels, the bourbon overwhelms so much of this that you're like, you've lost a lot of what made this one so special.
It's not quite as stouty.
No, I mean, but you're replacing that with the wonderfulness of bourbon barrel aging, and so that's never a bad thing. So you're replacing a really good thing with a really good thing. So which one's better? I don't think they're better. I think they're just different.
Yeah, I really like one better than the other.
Right.
They all have.
We always want to think that the bourbon barrel aged version of a stout is better. I think that's a general conception.
I think a lot of times they are, though.
I think
in this case,
so. This one, they're both killer for different reasons. That's it. Cheers. Enjoy, guys.